You're now listening to the Positively Inspired Daily Podcast. Why do geniuses prefer being alone? Highly capable people often spend a lot of time by themselves. Think about brilliant individuals like Bill Gates, Elon Musk, or various great philosophers. If you truly study their lives, you'll notice they spent a significant amount of time alone. The question is, why? Reason 1. These individuals use their brains more intensively than most people. Now, this doesn't mean that others don't use their brains enough. Not at all. But highly capable people tend to have ways of tapping into their mental power in ways others might not. Take Bill Gates, for example. He has something called Think Week. Many of the great innovations that came out of Microsoft during his time as CEO actually began during Think Week. So what is Think Week? It's a week when Bill Gates would rent a remote cabin in the woods, completely off the grid. No cell phone signal, no internet, nothing. Just food and a lot of books. What he gained during that time wasn't just the ability to read without distraction. It was the time to be alone and let his thoughts settle and come together. He said that some of his best ideas came from things he read 4 or 5 years ago, or even something he heard 10 years ago, and those ideas would resurface while he was alone in that cabin. That's why, every year, Bill Gates spends 1 to 2 weeks entirely alone in the cabin. Hey, now this might sound unusual. Most people never get the chance, or maybe wouldn't even want to. The solitude might be too much for some. But Bill Gates did it. And many great thinkers have done something similar. Reason 2. These individuals worry about things most people don't even think about. Take Nikola Tesla, for example. He wasn't just thinking about his own success. He was constantly asking, how can I create a better future for humanity? When someone holds beliefs or visions like that, which most people never even consider, it naturally sets them apart. To be honest, most of us tend to focus on ourselves and the people closest to us. But those who aim to change the world, they're rare. And because of that, when they talk to others, it's hard for them to find people who truly share the same vision. Eventually, they end up walking their path alone, not necessarily because they want to, but because that path simply isn't crowded. Nikola Tesla himself once said, "Be alone. That is the secret of invention. Be alone. That is when ideas are born." It's a lonely road, but it's also the kind of road that leads them to where they truly want to go. Reason 3. These individuals have a different set of priorities. Most people tend to focus on happiness, entertainment, and the pressures of daily life, but great thinkers often prioritize process and creation. Because what's important to them is different. The way they live their lives also ends up being very different. For example, when Steve Jobs bought a house in Silicon Valley, it wasn't for luxury or show. He chose that location because it was close to work. Even though he could afford almost any furniture he wanted, he chose to live with just a few items: a couple of chairs, a work desk, a mattress, and a lamp for reading. That was it. The rest of the house was completely empty. No sofa, no decorations. Why? Because he didn't even think about needing those things. What mattered most to him was building Apple into the best tech company in the world. In a way, he lived almost like a modern-day monk. He was so focused on his vision that he filtered out anything that didn't contribute to it, including both comfort and stress. To others, that might have looked strange, even extreme. But again, it's the kind of path that often has to be walked alone. That doesn't mean they're always alone, but solitude becomes a necessary part of the journey. And if you ever feel that you're more creative or productive when you're alone, that might actually be a sign that you have a powerful mind, maybe even more capable than the average person. If your brain is like a Ferrari, you shouldn't be driving it like a regular car. You should let it operate at its full potential. So being alone is not a bad thing at all. In fact, it might be exactly what you need. Thank you for listening to today's episode. If you found this helpful, Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment below sharing what topic you'd like us to explore next. Your support means a lot and helps us keep creating content that inspires you every day. Wishing everyone a wonderful day. That's all for today. See you next time.